Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. BBAI. Earnings today. So here's what I have to say. Sit back, relax, wait till after earnings. If it pumps on earnings, just wait for it to come back down. Because we know that pump tends to be temporary, and all it takes is Trump to say one thing, and it'll come right back down. So I would advise you to sit back and relax. Don't play the 50-50. If you want to gamble, go ahead and flip the coin. But right now, if you're looking more long term, it's definitely a buy here at 450 and under. It's a buy. Buyers are showing up. Sellers aren't able to push it down lower. It definitely helps that Trump right now hasn't said anything that's causing the markets to dump. I mean, we did dump here, but the markets are holding up and recovering. Barely, but it's better than just continuing to go down. So I would say start adding like one. If I had to give you a fraction, because too many people. If I say buy, way too many people would just do the stupidest thing possible. They lump sum, which is like ridiculous. Like you don't lump sum. Add one. I would say we're at $5, right? I would say add like 1/5 of your position right here, just like to start. And then if it goes down to $4, I would add another 1/5, and then at $3.50 another 1/5. Like just kind of slowly add as it goes lower. That's what I would do if I was trading this one. But right now we're focused big time on the Bitcoin mining stocks. We love Bitcoin when it gets cheap. Nobody wants it when it's under that purple line. Nobody wants it, right? When it's under that purple line. Oh, but then it goes above it and woo, it has a huge run. And that's when people want it. That's when people get greedy, right? It goes under it. Whoo, look at that huge move here. So we're focused on that. It's when everything gets cheap, it becomes it's a game of where do I put my money and what's going to net me the best return. Wait till after earnings to make the play, in my opinion. I know some of you are going to gamble, and that's fine. You do what you got to do because some people are gamblers like that. But I would say the fact that this is held, I want you to think about what I'm about to say. The fact that this is held above that purple line, when a lot of stocks are dropping underneath it, a lot of stocks are right at that purple line. Riot stock underneath it. What else? Palantir. This is a good one. It's actually holding above that 200. I think NVIDIA, there's just a lot of stocks that are under or right at their purple line. And that usually means we're, like if the market as whole is near their purple line, usually means we're either going sideways or we're about to drop lower. But the positive side is that means the market is real cheap right now. All those suckers that bought Palantir at 125, how do you think they feel right now? They feel like idiots because they couldn't wait for it to get, cheaper, at least as close to that purple line as possible. But the fact that BBAI is holding up above it is bullish, in my opinion. Like there's just so much strength in this stock in terms of buyers always stepping in. They step in so much that they can't even, sellers can't even push it back down to that purple line. In fact, we have not been underneath that purple line since November 6, 2024. And the last time we went under it and stayed below it for a while was way back in April 5th of 2024. So nearly a year ago was the last time we had a huge pump and it came right under that purple line, before consolidating here and then having another huge run. And you can see that pattern play out over and over again. So anytime this one gets near that purple line and goes under it, start accumulating it. And then it'll get another contract, it'll pump again. I believe that. I've seen it too many times now. And some people in my Discord do play these riskier stocks, so they end up making their 100% or 80% or 120%, whatever the case may be. Like I said, right now there's a lot of opportunity in the market. It's very coordinated, I believe. I think Elon Musk and Trump right now are coordinating this drop, and that's cool. I'm not gonna complain. Give it to me cheap, right? We like good companies at cheap prices, so I'm never gonna complain about that. Like, please bring it down lower, but add. I would say if you wanna do what I would do, I would say 1/5 of your position. And every 50 cents that it goes down, add another 1/5. That's what I would do starting. If you want now, sure, but I would wait until after earnings and then reanalyze. This one, let's look at their earnings. So here's earnings date, and it didn't really move much. Earnings date didn't really move much. So you'll notice these earnings. Oh, this one had bad earnings, I guess, because it dropped like a hotcake here. It dropped on this earnings. That's interesting. Okay, So when it has bad earnings, it drops, it drops hard, but on good earnings, it doesn't really move much. It seems. That's interesting. Huh. That sucks. So if it has decent earnings, it doesn't really move, but on bad earnings, it drops. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just wait till after earnings. You don't want to be that guy that lump sum like 50K and then earnings it drops and you're just like, oh. There are people who do that. I don't know who does that, but they exist, believe it or not. And there's people who are buying like $10,000 worth of calls, and they're playing they're gambling. Like if it's going to be heads or tails. If it hits heads, I'm going to make a lot of money. If it's tails, oh well, I guess. But they don't think about the tails part. They don't think about like the fact that it could drop on them like 30% or more. So yeah, I just showed you the history here. Like, when it has, when it doesn't have good earnings, when it doesn't meet expectations, it really does drop. But good earnings doesn't really move it. Like, look at this. Like, it really only gets a reaction on earnings when it doesn't meet expectations. That's interesting. I've never seen that. I think this is the first time I've seen that. Maybe. I don't remember. I remember Tesla had good earnings and it still dropped like $50. So that's just how it is. This could have good earnings and still drop. That's just how crazy the market is, right? I think we saw that recently. Didn't Nvidia have good earnings and it still dropped anyways? So this is not the kind of market where I don't think you want to gamble. Those people tend to get destroyed. Okay, some people this might have good earnings, and those people that like to gamble with calls, they might end up being like, what? It had good earnings. Why did it drop? I don't understand. Well, because the market's not your friend. It's here to destroy people. That's what you should assume. It's not your friend. If it was your friend, it'd tell you, yo, load up right here. Like that's not happening. But another significant contract win is what we're waiting for. Anytime this one gets contracts, and this one keeps getting contracts every year. So it's just a matter of buying as cheap as possible, loading up for the next pump. This is probably the easiest plays. These companies that get government contracts, the easiest plays. Because all you got to do is buy when it gets cheap and sit on it. But with earnings right around the corner, hold off. This is like your warning, like hold off. You will make way more when you just sit back and do a whole lot of nothing. You'd be surprised. Yeah, you'll make way more because you're not losing, because you're not buying up here and holding a bag. So one guy in my Discord didn't listen to me. He bought up here thinking it was going to go to the moon, and I'm like, you're trying to make too much too quick, and because of that, you FOMO at the top every single time, and we always have the same conversation, and he doesn't learn. Why are you paying $50 to be in my Discord if you're not going to follow my strategies? So, he took the loss and moved on. And now, if he's watching this, which I assume he is, at least start buying now, right? Like, at least you're buying it at 50% discount compared to buying it up here. Like, I don't get that mentality. I have one of those guys in my Discord who has this weird mentality of do the opposite of what Shades does. If he says don't buy up here, I'm going to buy. If I say buy here, he's not going to buy. I don't know. Maybe he's just dumb. I don't get it.